So it's the end of this COP22, and the atmosphere you can see is very different from last year in Paris. My feeling is also very strange. On one side, I'm optimist because after the victory in United States of Trump, the climato-sceptic, we saw here in this COP that all the other countries want to continue to respect the Paris Agreement. That's a really very good point.
The biggest important outcome of the Marrakesh conference really is the world sending a signal that we will move ahead, that regardless of what happened in the United States, other countries are willing and committed to take climate action. In the negotiations, not a lot of progress was made. Many countries are still counting on the following years, and the decisions will be made in 2017 and most importantly in 2018. The Adaptation Fund, which has been very important for the poorest countries in the global south, will now be taken under the Paris Agreement, which is good news for the vulnerable countries of the world. And there have been also some interesting initiatives and pledges made during this conference. Some countries have committed funding to the Adaptation Fund. The most vulnerable countries, in total almost 50 countries, committed to going 100% renewable as soon as possible, and that is of course another important signal.
But on the other side, the commitments are quite timid. Of course, it's what we call a COP of transition. It's the beginning of the action, and we have to wait 2018 to be more sure of the will of every country to continue with ambition the fight against climate change. Where I am maybe more optimist is what I feel also here with the civil society, with the NGOs, and also with what we call the non-etatic actors. It's the green cities, it's the local councillors, it's the region, it's the women, it's the young persons, it's the indigenous.
So it's the first step. It's not as big one as we had last year, but you see this is not stoppable because we have now 111 parties joining and ratifying. So this is, first of all, the outcome is that we see that the action is there. A second thing is that this was the action COP, showing what we are doing on, for example, financing, where we made some progress on adaptation, and we made also some progress on how we want to go further. But I think it's also the COP that shows that we have to place this in the heart of our people. So we did make progress also on having, for example, indigenous people for the next time on board, co-chairing their own group. So I think this is an important step also for having everyone on board, for being inclusive and for the next steps to be taken.
Ce qui est monté en puissance à Marrakech, encore plus qu'à Paris où il y avait déjà le Lima Paris Action Agenda, c'est la dynamique des acteurs non étatiques. Ce qui a été présenté en zone verte n'a plus rien à voir avec ce qui était présenté il y a une dizaine d'années. Là où on présentait quelques écoquartiers de villes très mobilisées, aujourd'hui à Marrakech, on présente des éco-cities de plusieurs centaines de milliers d'habitants. Là où il y a encore quelques années, on avait juste quelques entreprises mobilisées qui présentaient de bonnes pratiques, aujourd'hui, ce sont des filières entières qui viennent expliquer comment elles sont en train de muter, d'intégrer le climat, la transition énergétique.
Despite the progress we have made during the past 2 weeks, a lot remains to be done. And now that we cannot really rely on the United States taking the lead, it is up to the European Union to step up, to raise its ambition, to do more, and to build an international coalition so that we can raise ambition in climate action in the coming 2 years.